The FBI is on the scene of that deadly train derailment that happened earlier this week in Philadelphia. Investigators are trying to piece together the minutes before the train flew off the tracks, leaving 8 people dead and more than 200 injured. The investigation is now focused on the possibility the train was struck by some sort of projectile. As Jennifer Johnson reports, 2 other trains may have been struck by objects just minutes before the derailment.
The FBI has now been brought into the investigation of Amtrak train 188 that derailed Tuesday in Philadelphia, killing 8 people. Investigators say a flying object apparently struck the train's windshield just before it derailed.
We have seen damage to the left-hand lower portion of the Amtrak windshield that we have asked the FBI to come in and look at for us.
Just moments before the crash, a regional train was also hit by a projectile, shattering its windshield. And now engineers on a 3rd train, an Excella Express, report being hit around the same time and area. The FBI is investigating whether the projectile could have hit train 188's engineer, 32-year-old Brandon Bostjan, who was treated for a head injury. Bostjan says the last thing he remembers is ringing his bell leaving the North Philly station.
He has no recollection of anything past that.
The train came into a sharp curve in Philadelphia at 160 kilometers per hour, but should have slowed to 80 in that zone. New positive train control technology could have stopped the speeding train, but it's not installed yet on this stretch of track. Amtrak says it will by the end of this year. Too late for those killed and injured. One off-duty Amtrak employee, Bruce Phillips, who suffered possible brain trauma, has already filed a lawsuit.
It's negligence, but it's just beyond negligence. You have a case here where there's active technology that could actually have avoided this accident.
Analysts say there may be another way to avoid being killed in a train crash. Don't sit in the front or back cars.
I've been involved in railroad accidents since 1970, and I've analyzed numerous accidents. The middle of the train is by far the safest.
With the death toll of Tuesday's crash at 8, the first funerals are being held. This one for 20-year-old Justin Zemser, a U.S. Navy midshipman who was heading home when the train derailed. Fellow midshipman hugged his mother yesterday as Zemser's parents said goodbye to their only child. Jennifer Johnson, Global News, Washington.